What's going on, guys? John B here, and I went out to the local car wash to get some street photography tonight. So I wanted to do a quick edit, show you how I do a color editing on some of my photos. And this is just a quick run through. It's not much, not cloning anything out or moving things around. It's just a quick, just making the colors pop a little bit differently. So yeah, I want to take you into Lightroom and Photoshop and show you how to do all my stuff, and hopefully you like it. And I'll have some more photos up throughout the video from the night so you can check it out. All right, enjoy. So welcome to Lightroom. First of all, I want to come into Lightroom. I'll come over to my split toning, and split toning lets you do like I'm doing the highlights here, and I can choose a color, and you'll see when I choose the color how I'll change it. And the higher you go up with the eyedropper, the more saturation, and the lower you go, the less saturation. So I changed a little bit on the highlights, and I come to the shadows, and as you saw, the screen popped up. All the darker colors will turn to whatever color you choose, and for me, I'm choosing this orangish yellow, and I just fool around with it, get everything right that I like, and sometimes I'll go between, back and forth just to pick the right color. Try to make the colors contrast together. The opposite colors, like orange is one color and blue is another color. Just try to stay on the different sides of the color range. Then I'll come in here, and because it's a digital camera, I want to give it a little bit of a kind of a film look. So I'll drop down the texture and the clarity a little bit to kind of take out all the sharpness. And then I'll come in and boost up the vibrance a little bit just to add some color back where color's missing. And I'll take the saturation down some so it's not so poppy of a color. But when I do that, as you can see, it just kind of muted the colors a little bit. So yeah, just go back and check every now and then. I come in and check for the sharpness and stuff like that. And I'll come down to the detail, and for the sharpness, I just want the edges to be sharp. So I'll come down and hit the Alt key and grab my masking right here. And what you see in the white is what would be sharpened. Everything else won't be sharpened. So I'm basically just sharpening the edges of everything. So, but all the rest of it, won't have any sharpening applied to it. And I kind of feel like, for this, I want to do a 1x1 crop, just a square crop. So I'll come in here and crop it down to a square, and kind of position it where I like. So I kind of, this gives it just a, kind of Instagram feel, things like that, just a little bit different feeling to it. And it also eliminates some of these lights. I can just crop them out without having to Photoshop them out. And I always come in and just, check all the things. And I'll come in here now also, and I want to add a little bit of grain to it just to have a more of the film feel. So I'll put some grain into it. Just get it where I like it. Now I'll come back up to my basics tab and just check everything out, and I'll fold my shadows, kind of take the shadows down in the background to kind of get rid of anything in the background. And I'll try the black also, but as you see, the black knocks it down a little bit too much. It takes out a lot of detail, so I'll bring the blacks back up. Now I'll take a radial filter, and I got my exposure pulled down some, kind of like do a vignette around it. And I'll just place it where I like to have it at, and I'll pull it down a little darker. Get a little bit more contrast and moody feel. So I just squeeze it down some more, bring it down where the darkness is a little bit closer to the vacuums. I'm kind of liking the way this looks right now. So I'm just trying to decide what else I like to change. And I was going to, play with the highlight some. I see if I want to add any more, take some out. I figure I'll take a little bit out. Let's see, making sure everything still looks good. I want to make sure everything looks good in Lightroom before I take it into Photoshop. And right here I'll go into Photoshop. And with Photoshop I just really want to go in and basically put a border around it. I like to have a border around some of my pictures. And I figured this one would look good with a border. And it's finally loaded into Photoshop. And I always come in here before I do anything in Photoshop. I duplicate my layer. And, come up to image and then canvas size. I'll make sure my border is going to be white, and I always put it in pixels. Let's see, I'll choose 100 over to start off with, see how that looks. Yeah, I like it, but it's a little too small for me. So I'll go back in and add a little bit, maybe 100 more. Yeah, once again, go to pixels. Yeah, I like that a lot better now. It's just a thicker border, so when you print it off, you'll have a more white around your border. Kind of gives it that classic feel a little bit. And I just go around making sure there's nothing I need to take out and stuff. But as you can see, I got a little bit of trash down here, but that's from the car wash. I could take it out, but I figured I'd leave it in there just because it's the car wash and there'll be trash around here. So not really worried about that. Don't really want to clean up the car wash, and just leave it natural like it is. Now I'll save it, and it'll take me back into Lightroom. Now that I'm back in Lightroom, check it out again. Just make sure if I want to change anything, I'm looking over it, and kind of looks good, but I may adjust the temperature a little bit, see how it looks, a little cooler or warmer. So we'll take it down a little bit. Just give it a tad bit of warmness, a little feel to it. Now I may change the tint a little bit. Just try to tint out, see if I need any more cayenne or magenta, and do a little bit, just a little bit of magenta here. And I kind of like that the way it looks. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much the picture I chose and the color editing. So like I said, it's pretty simple. Just go in there and just fool around with the colors, get it to where you like it, and go from there. So hopefully you enjoyed this little behind the scenes of how I edit, and I'll post some more pictures from tonight and enjoy them. All right, thanks. And also to support me, if you'd like to, you can buy some prints. Go to my website. I'll put the link in the description below, and you can go to my website and check them out, and buy a print to help support me, keep me going. All right, y'all. Thank you a lot, and talk to you next time. Later.